Looking for a condo at 955 Bay Street? You don't have to look far to realize that all is not what it seems. Sutton Place Hotel and Apartments is soon to be the Brit, so named by the developer who bought it. Legally, the moniker Sutton Place cannot be used for the building anymore. It's an historic, beautiful building with a steep heritage at only 40-plus years old. Famous people stayed there, leaving lots of memories behind. Plus, Sutton Place Hotel made a valuable contribution to the local community. Its fluttering flags are the sole reminder of the life-giving role it played in countless lives. Remember that with the sale of the building came the decision to close the hotel, leaving 300 hotel workers without their jobs. Now that the conversion to condominiums has begun, tenants' lives are being severely disrupted too. Why all this? Is this conversion really necessary to the point where 300 people lose their jobs? Well, the city will collect an extra $1 million in taxes, and the developer will make an extra $80 million if all goes well. So it is about making money. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But if that's the only motive, with no other redeeming features, we should question it. We should also question how it is that conversion seems well underway, even though the city has issued no permit yet for it. The developer's sales brochures are striking, fantasy on paper. The real estate agents are all exploiting, enticing you with the very past the developer is currently demolishing. By the time they are through with the renovation, they will have destroyed the building's history. Anything resembling its old charm is already being destroyed in the process. Don't be fooled. Remember, fantasies and promises are not worth the paper they're written on. It's all very short-sighted and pure politics at the moment. Among the many aspects of forming a community is living space and jobs. Well, guess what? 14,000 new spaces at 450 square feet each along the Bay Street corridor, with no improvements in the area's transportation and no corresponding influx of good quality jobs. With no new transportation systems in place or expansion at the local schools to handle the in and outflux of people going to and from work and leaving the area later in the evening for restaurants and entertainment elsewhere, the area is becoming a new bedroom community. There simply is no room for transportation, school, jobs, recreational spaces. For all that, you have to go back to where you moved from. The developer's main interest is that you can make the down payments and have an approved mortgage, very tangible things. In return, you get promises. And again, they're as good as the paper they're written on. So who is this developer, Lanterra? Let's look at a building they did next door at 825 Bay Street called the Murano. Look at the balconies, minus railings. At first, we thought the building was for extreme sports enthusiasts who also wanted to live dangerously. Scaffolding around the building, new architectural design, but it's a bit more sinister. Falling glass and defective balconies. As you can observe, workmen are still replacing balcony railings. Note a confused owner looking out of her window with no end in sight to these repairs. It's due to a poor vetting process of suppliers, advisors, architects, designers, and what have you. A child could have fallen off those balconies, but that never enters anyone's conscience until it happens, and then the blame game starts. Panes of glass windows have fallen from the balconies at the Murano, a Lanterra development, onto the sidewalk below. Condo owners have been locked out of their balconies, and this has continued for months. Balcony glass is not the only issue, but at least it's visible. What about poor soundproofing, mechanical equipment, elevators, leaking windows, unfinished premises, warranties running out after 5 years? Be a bit paranoid. It may save you a lot of anguish. Disposable buildings, that is what they are, with a veneer of prestige. What really is just all affordable living. It gives me the willies. Seriously, as you can see, railings have vanished, the glass barriers have been removed because of defective attachments, and it is no one's fault, of course. Condo owners are totally confused about warranties and liabilities. Who is liable really? We know it's never the developer's fault. But the buck has to stop somewhere. Yes, there are lawsuits from the condo owners. Would you really get involved with this developer? Get independent advice. Sadly, most of us often prefer immediate gratification, short-term objectives over long-term objectives. You do not have to look farther than your nose to realize that all is not well in condo land. We can learn a great deal from national economics, but the assumption that people always make the right decision when a lot of money is involved and the market will take care of itself can lead to disastrous consequences, as 2008 illustrates. The best steps you can take for yourself is to walk over to 825 Bay Street, the Murano building, just a few steps from Sutton Place. Approach the walking in and out condo owners and get it straight from the people who live there. You can't get information any better than that. I have your attention if you got this far, but if you have more questions, email me at suttonplacecondos@gmail.com or at suttonplacecondos@twitter.com.